Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesusjunkjournals, and we're going to start on the For My Friend mini journal. And so I'm going to take the 4 double pages here to start with. Well, actually, okay, so let me tell you what I'm thinking. You have the white backs to do, and so before I cut them out, I try to remember to do something to the backs of them while they're on one sheet, because if I'm going to do jelly plate printing, it's easier to do the backs of them in one piece. And so I sort through them. I know I'm going to need to do the back of the actual pages. So those 4. And then I look for things that it matters what's on the back of them. So like journal cards, you know, when you turn them over, you need something on the back of those, most likely, or not. You don't have to. This file folder probably could use something, but I don't think I want to do, I'm trying to decide if I want to do jelly plate printing. These cards, I will want something on the back of those. Pockets, I won't. Envelope, I don't think I want, I know I don't want jelly plate printing. This, we don't need it. This, we don't need it. And this, we don't need it. And let's see, this, you will want something on the back of that. Pockets, you don't need anything. So this one piece, you'll need something for. So I'm going to leave that. And this you would not need, but you would want on those 3. So if I was going to do jelly plate, these would be the candidates. And so I think I will do some jelly plate printing. So let me go over there and get the camera set up on that side, and I will be right back. Okay, so here is my jelly plate. Still has some paint from last time. And I'm going to, better get my paint. So I always use a lot of white. If you've watched me, you know that. And I try to be subtle, and then before I know it, things have kind of gone off the rails. So start with some white and some pink. Let's see. I'm going to use it for that. So it's kind of a soft pink. Maybe some yellow. And I use all sorts of, this is some golden, so it's pretty strong. And as I've mentioned before, you get what you pay for with paint. It's like the more you pay for it, the more pigment there is in it, and it's stronger. So the golden tends to be a little bit on the stronger side. Okay. All right, I'll roll that off. I've got an old journal here that I roll off my extra paint on. And I've got stencils. Actually, I think I'm just going to print just that plain. I like that colors, those colors. So I'm going to just go ahead and let the paint be on there. Not too worried about that one because it's not going to show, except maybe on the top flap. So, ooh, that looked not quite as yellow. That looked less yellow when I looked at it. I guess it's because whatever's on the bottom comes off on the top. So that's cool. All right, that'll work. Let's add some more white. And let's see what I want to add to it. I still have pink. I'm looking at this next sheet. Maybe some green, just to make it a little bit more interesting. That was a golden paint also. see, do I want to do a, let me do a stencil on this one. Went over it. And just, as you know, you want to press really hard when you're going with the stencil. Make sure all that paint gets through all the little details. And try not to touch the paint with your fingers, because then you come up here and rub on your stuff and it gets all over it. And I've done that a lot of times too. Okay. All right. And I love chartreuse, so of course I love this. That looks great to me. So now I'm going to take that off. And I think I'm going to go over this with pink. And hopefully that leaves that stencil showing. Ooh, whoops. Ooh, that is really pink. Hope I don't regret that. Well. Okay. So I'll use this one. This has some pretty vivid color though, so I think it'll be all right. Okay, make sure I don't have any paint on my fingers. I'd like to pull some of that old paint off of there because it always looks cool when you do that. If you can get it to stick. But it is not going to. Ooh, my goodness. That is some vivid color. Yikes. All right. Now that, oops, 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 oops. I grabbed a hold of that side. All right. I think I'll do some white. That last one kind of scared me. And roll some white over it. And then let's see, what color do I have? Got some, it's actually patio paint, it says. Petunia purple. Okay. Let's see what happens. If I put some of that in. And some orange. This is Liquitex Soft Body Acrylic. Ooh, that's too much. Okay, I'm going to wipe that back because I know that'll be too much. Wow. Okay. All right. Like I said, I try to be subtle, but it just never works for me. Okay. I'm just going to put it solid. And see if I can get that stencil to show up that was laying there. Not really. If you watch what I do, you know how I do. I usually have some that just I don't like at all, and I end up, there's things that have to take up a whole page, and sometimes I'll just let that happen and cover up what I've painted because I just don't like them, and that's okay. This page, and I know it's not going to show because it's on the back, but I try to kind of look at that for some color clues. Pink, I see some kind of similar colors, so I'm going to do some more of that petunia color and some yellow. If I have here's some golden yellow and pink. Where'd that pink go? Might be a little too much color, but what the heck. All right, let's see what happens with this. Okay. I like that yellow got kind of muddied up because it was a little too bright. Let me try stencil area through the stencil. Use that one. Oh, I didn't push down on that or that very well. Okay. I like the colors that came through. Okay, so now I pull this off. And I think I will just print that on the back. I want to do that. Print that on the back as is. Let's see how that looks. Yeah. All right. So the goal is to not have white. And so this is a good base. I can always go back and decoupage or whatever. So I think that's good for my jelly plate printing. Still wish I could get some of those edges off. Okay, so I've come back over to the other side, and I'm going to stencil with some Distress ink on the rest of these that just need a little bit here and there. So I know I'm going to want something on the back side of this. This will have this pocket glued on here, but I'm going to go ahead and it's going to be this pink, a little bit of lavender. So I'm going to get the stencils out. I mean, the ink out. And I don't have a pink except for the Tattered Rose, which is a real faint pink. So I'm going to use this Worn Lipstick. It makes a pretty good pink. And just kind of, actually, let me get my purple too. I'm going to use the Wilted Violet Distress ink. Mix these colors. And then when I cut it out and make this thing, I will add the vintage photo to it. Yeah, that's good. Okay. That'll make it look old, look aged. And now it should be well. Okay. Okay, so that's that. And that's the only thing on that sheet that will show. The only thing that might need something are these little verse cards. And so I think I'll hit those. And I think I'm just going to use vintage photo on those. Because they don't have any color to them, and I kind of like that look. So I'm going to take a stencil. Maybe I'll just use this one I just used, even though it's got pink and purple. That might be okay. And just kind of, ooh, got a little heavy rush on that. I think I got most of, yeah, okay. And then on here, the only ones would be, and I think I'll keep that same thought and do those. These I'll have something glued on the back. Those won't show. These 4 cards here will need something. So they don't really have to have something, but what the heck? Since I'm doing this, I might as well decorate them, right? Okay, and then these 2 circles. And then on this one, don't need anything except possibly the inside of the envelope. And I could use purple. There's a little bit of pinkish purple. Let's see, what have I got here? Let me use a small pattern, I think, for that one. over. Just do a little bit here and there. Ooh, I don't know if that was a good idea. That might have been the wrong green. That was a little dark. I think I needed more of a limey green, maybe. Let me try Twisted Citron and see what happens. It's barely going to show, really. So, I mean, it doesn't make that much difference, but okay, that'll work. And that's it on that one. This one, this card will show, and the inside of your file folder will show. So let's see, I think I'll use this one for the inside of the folder. It's got a violet and then this. So I think I'll use the purple. I think I'll use the purple and the green again. Just a little bit here and there of the green. And, oh, there's the pink. Okay, where did my, now I'm looking for my purple. Did I put it away? I did. Okay. Try not to bump my stencil. And let's see, I need to come this direction. And those don't line up, so I'm just gonna skip it here and there so it's not so obvious that they don't line up. Hopefully. Okay, that'll work. So that's the inside of the file folder. And then the back of that card, it's got pink. So I'm going to go back to green and pink. Pull the purple off. Torn, what is it? Worn. Tattered, torn, worn lipstick. And that is here. Okay. And do this one in green and pink. Okay. All right. And the rest of these, the tickets will show, but I'm not that worried. Those are tickets. I think they'll be okay. All right, so I think I'm done stenciling for now. Okay, so I've got all that done. I'm going to stop for this video, and I will go and I'm going to start to cut my pieces out. When I cut these pieces out, like for this 4 flat box fold, these 3 pages go together. So when I cut these out, I don't cut them completely out. I could leave them attached to the page so that I can keep track of them. So you can do it however you would like, but that's what I do. And so I will be back shortly. Well, I'm sorry. I will be back on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.